Hi everyone, I'm Greta Fiedler and I'm the team lead of Team Launchpad this semester. So when I first got the project to work with the Thunder Launchpad, I was really excited because entrepreneurship is so important to the future of Oklahoma. And I just knew I would need the best and most hardworking individuals in order to accomplish the Thunder Launchpad's mission. So whenever I met the team at boot camp and we got to work together for the first time, I just knew, well, we've come a long way. Now, I'm sure if you ask the team, they'll tell you that I'm the sweetest, most loving, and caring team lead that they could have possibly asked for. But I'm here to be honest with you. Sometimes I was a little bit strict, and sometimes I set my expectations a little bit too high. But I am pleased to say that the team met and further exceeded my expectations, and it was a great pleasure to get to know each and every one of them throughout the semester. And I will miss seeing their faces 3 times a week, even if that meant waking up at 6 a.m. for one of those days. So without further ado, I introduce to you Team Launchpad.
What do Reddit, Dropbox, and Airbnb all have in common? Well, you could say they're all multi-million-dollar companies, or that they're companies that affect our everyday lives. One underlying thing that they all have in common is that they've all gone through accelerator programs. An accelerator program gives startups the resources that they need to launch and grow their businesses. Right now, Oklahoma has one early-stage accelerator program. Stitch Crew runs and operates this accelerator program, and the Oklahoma City Thunder provides the workspace for it. They call this the Thunder Launchpad. For the rest of this presentation, we will refer to Stitch Crew's accelerator program as the Thunder Launchpad. They host a 12-week program where they give startups things like guidance, advice, and mentors that they need to operate their businesses. This semester, the team was tasked with Thunder Launchpad's mission to greater increase the diversity and growth of their entrepreneurs. After talking to 9 community leaders from the state, 20 entrepreneurs, and 20 nationwide accelerator programs, the team has arrived at a solution that will give Thunder Launchpad 10 times more applicants and also increase Oklahoma's economic wealth by $1.68 million in the next 5 years. This semester, our client was Erica Lucas, our mentor is Taylor Potter, and my name is April Wynn, studying chemical engineering from Oklahoma City. Now here's the team as they introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Brian Phillips, majoring in human relations from Norman, Oklahoma.
Hello, my name is Yunju Son, majoring in mathematics from Moore, Oklahoma.
And we are Team Launchpad. There are thousands of entrepreneurs that are not being given the resources that they need to launch and grow their businesses. The team spoke to Meredith, a mom of 2 from Stillwater, that has tried to run over 20 businesses in the last 10 years. All these have failed. She's accounted this to not having enough funding to buy the proper equipment, not knowing the proper entrepreneurial knowledge, and feeling isolated in her community. After talking to 20 more entrepreneurs, they've all come back to us saying similar things. 100% of them found difficulty finding funding, 65% of them want to enhance their network to be more credible, and 75% of them want to have more entrepreneurial knowledge to make the best decisions for their businesses. To reach and aid these entrepreneurs, Thunder Launchpad can utilize an outreach expansion program and program alterations as well. This outreach strategy incorporates a roadshow event where they'll travel to 8 different cities and meet these entrepreneurs face-to-face in their communities. There they will spread the word about their program. They can also utilize partnerships in these communities where they can build trust with the entrepreneurs. Doing these 2 things, they can increase their reach by 22,000 more entrepreneurs. They can also use marketing tactics like press releases, newspapers, and flyers as well. To make their program more accessible, they can change their meeting times to accommodate for entrepreneurs that live further away from Oklahoma City. Right now, Thunder Launchpad is currently reaching entrepreneurs in Oklahoma City. Over the past 3 cycles, they've averaged about 30 applicants, and 85% of these applicants have been from Oklahoma City. There are 60,000 early-stage entrepreneurs in Oklahoma, and an early-stage entrepreneur is identified as an entrepreneur who has a business that has 1 to 4 employees and has been established for 1 to 4 years. There are 36,000 that reside in Oklahoma City and 24,000 that reside outside of Oklahoma City, 1,500 in Wichita and 1,500 in Fayetteville. By taking the roadshow to these 8 selected cities that the team has noted have high entrepreneurial growing populations, the Thunder Launchpad can increase their reach by up to 22,000 more entrepreneurs. Cities like Ponca City, Enid, and Stillwater all have large amount of rural entrepreneurs. Tulsa and Bartlesville have a high proportion of female entrepreneurs, and Lawton has a high amount of African American and veteran entrepreneurs. The ideal applicant for Thunder Launchpad has committed growth and a scalable business. Now here's Brian as he tells us more about the next steps that Thunder Launchpad needs to take to increase their reach.
April. To reach these entrepreneurs, the Thunder Launchpad should build relationships, utilize traditional marketing strategies, and take a roadshow marketing campaign to the selected cities across the region. By doing this, they'll cultivate a networking opportunity for local founders and build and allow entrepreneurs the opportunity to learn more about the Thunder Launchpad. To begin, they should build partnerships with community influencers like Rotary Club and the American Legion, partner with Chamber of Commerce, and local incubators. After talking with the Autry Technology Business Incubator, they said that they would be thrilled for the opportunity to partner with the Thunder Launchpad. This is important because it shows that these local incubators would be happy to host the Thunder Launchpad in their community. This is also important because 67% of the past applicants who have been attracted to the Launchpad said that they heard about the accelerator through networking and word of mouth. In conjunction with their current social media platforms, the Thunder Launchpad should also utilize traditional forms of marketing, such as newspapers. This is important because 33% of their past applicants said that they heard about the Launchpad through press releases. After talking with the Oklahoma Press Association, we also found that 80% of non-metro Oklahomans still read their local paper. With the roadshow event going to these selected communities, they'll cultivate a networking opportunity for the entrepreneurs. This is important because they can expect around 320 entrepreneurs in their local, in total they can expect around 320 entrepreneurs to show up to these events. This event will be a 2-hour event at a local time for the entrepreneurs, like lunch or dinner. They'll have the opportunity to learn about the entrepreneurial resources the Thunder Launchpad has to offer, while also interacting with featured alumni. The Thunder Launchpad should offer 2 accelerator structures to increase accessibility and the resources the Thunder Launchpad has to offer for these early stage entrepreneurs. For founders like Meredith, who we talked about earlier, allowing her the opportunity to pick an accelerator structure that best fits her business and her lifestyle will increase her ability to apply to the Launchpad. If you were an entrepreneur going through their current accelerator program, you would drive to the Launchpad once a week for 12 weeks to learn how to grow your business and interact with other entrepreneurs. By the end of the program, you would have what's called a demo day, where you pitch your business to potential investors to hopefully secure funding. With the Thunder Launchpad attracting entrepreneurs from further distances, it's important that they utilize and they add more things to their program to ensure they can accommodate these entrepreneurs. After talking with the Scratchpad Accelerator and Mach 37 and many more, we found that adding travel reimbursements, making a schedule change, introducing virtual meeting platforms, and the introduction of investor forums into their curriculum would increase the overall accessibility for these entrepreneurs and allow them to have more resources to further their business. Introducing travel reimbursements is important because it allows entrepreneurs to spend less money on travel costs and put more money back into their own business. It also increases the likelihood of their attendance by nearly 60% for entrepreneurs who are traveling from further distances. By changing the meeting scheduled times from 1 day a week for 12 weeks to 1 week a month for 3 months, they'll allow these entrepreneurs from further distances who are fully dedicated to growing their business a program that will help them grow their business. This was backed by talking to Scratchpad Accelerator Director Jason Harkins, who said that this was a founder-preferred method and increased the number of applicants who from underrepresented populations and from further distances. With 3 weeks of each month entrepreneurs spending at their business, it's important that the Thunder Launchpad utilize virtual meeting platforms such as Skype. This will allow them the opportunity to ensure they're meeting their goals, they have the resources they need to continue growing their business, and are able to receive that mentorship they need to continue growing their business as well. Lastly, the introduction of investor swarms will help grow these entrepreneurs' professional skills. What investor swarms is, it allows these entrepreneurs to set up 2-hour meetings with investors to learn and grow in their skills in talking with these investors, and also allow them to dive deeper into their business model. This will allow them to learn how to better secure funding. This is important because 79% of investors say that early stage entrepreneurs lack the financial familiarity they need to grow their business. Overall, with the 2 different programs, entrepreneurs from around the region will have the opportunity to apply to the Launchpad and pick a schedule that best fits their business and lifestyle. Now to Yoonji as we talk about the finances and the social impact of this project.
Thanks, Brian. The marketing campaign and program alteration will attract 325 applicants and as well as cost about $18,400, which can be covered through grants. The recommendation will empower Thunder Launchpad to reach about 22,000 early-stage entrepreneurs, including 3,000 in Kansas and Arkansas. And this will result in causing 2,800 early-stage entrepreneurs to become interested in applying for Thunder Launchpad. And lastly, 11% of this population will finish and submit their application. This means that there will be 325 applicants per cycle for Thunder Launchpad, which means that Thunder Launchpad is able to increase their applicant pool size by 10 times. And all of this will cost about $18,400. Majority of the money will be going into program alteration, which includes costs such as travel reimbursement, and the rest of the money will be going into executing roadshows in 8 selected cities, including 1 in Arkansas and 1 in Kansas. And all of this cost can be thoroughly covered through grants that are given to organizations that helps with community development and entrepreneurship. And this will ultimately help Thunder Launchpad to increase its contribution to minority entrepreneur and as well as on the economy of Oklahoma. Thunder Launchpad's impact over the next 5 years can be thought of in 2 ways. First way is looking at its impact on the life of minority entrepreneur, and as well as looking at its impact on Oklahoma's economy. When we're considering its impact on minority entrepreneur, like Meredith, she is a mom of 2 toddlers living in Stillwater, Oklahoma, who started 3 high-tech companies past 20 years and saw 2 of them fail, will tremendously empower the entrepreneur like Meredith by causing her to generate $80,000 of more revenue, as well as increasing her startup survival rate by 5 times, which will ultimately result in her providing 6 job opportunities to the surrounding community. And now looking at its impact on Oklahoma's economy, Thunder Launchpad will cause 32 startups to be established in rural Oklahoma, as well as 610 jobs to be created, and $1.68 million of revenue through the startups that go through Thunder Launchpad. And in order to make this powerful impact on the lives of minority entrepreneurs, as well as on Oklahoma's economy, Thunder Launchpad should alter their program, build partnerships, and execute their roadshow. Precisely, the first step they should take is program alteration, which looks like implementing the bimodal schedules, virtual platform, and securing grants that sums up to $24,000. The second step is building partnerships with local incubators and civil organizations such as Black Chamber of Commerce and Women Coalition organizations. And then third step is continuously advertise the roadshow in those 8 selected cities. So that can be done through various advertising mediums such as social media, as well as newsletters and press releases. And finally, Thunder Launchpad should execute their roadshow. Until the day of the roadshow, Thunder Launchpad should be in continuous contact with personnels of the partnered organizations and kind of gauge how much attendees will be at those events so that the Thunder Launchpad will prepare accordingly. And finally, on the day of the roadshow, the Thunder Launchpad staff will travel to those 8 selected cities, 6 being in Oklahoma, 1 in Kansas, and 1 in Arkansas, and host a roadshow. The team's recommendation consists 2 parts. The first part is implementing an outreach campaign in 8 selected cities, 6 being in Oklahoma, 1 in Wichita, and 1 in Arkansas. The second part is altering the program to better meet the needs of entrepreneurs, such as minority entrepreneurs, as well as giving them more access to investor opportunities. It has been a great privilege for a team to work with its client, Stitch Crew, referred to as Thunder Launchpad. Now we're going to open the floor to the questions.
Can you talk about some about how you came up with the numbers of potential reach versus applicant interest versus how many would actually apply to the program?
Yes, to reiterate your question was how did we come up with a funnel that stated the number of the people that are reached as well as the people that are interested and finally the number of applicants. So starting from the number of people that we're going to be reaching, we looked at the populations of each those selected cities as well as data mined the number of entrepreneurs there, and then went from selecting the population that has established a company 4 years ago and has less than 4 employees. And then we interviewed overall 20 entrepreneurs and kind of gauged their interest, which kind of went to like 13% of them 13% of the early stage entrepreneurs will be interested. And then we also looked at other statistics from hiring site as well as recruiting sites and pulled that data as well. And so we kind of combined it all with through interviews with rural entrepreneurs, incubator directors, and statistics from the official hiring and recruiting sites.
Yes, so will this rural accelerator program be replacing what they currently have? Will it be offered in some sort of alternating fashion or offered in addition, concurrently? What does that look like?
So your question is this new addition to the program going to be taking over and completely offering something new or just kind of changing it a little? Yeah, so we're suggesting that they make 2 accelerator structures. So they'll have one structure that goes through the spring cohort and then one structure that's for the fall cohort. And basically they can alter those so it gives entrepreneurs the freedom to pick which accelerator structure best fits their business and their lifestyle.
So if I'm correct, you had said that the new structure is going to be like a week, 3 months. Is there anything what exactly is that based on? Why is that better than right now?
So to reiterate your question, you were asking why we chose a 1 week per month program versus the 1 day a week program. So we benchmarked this with other accelerators across the United States, and they said that they felt like they had more applicants in their region and also more minority applicants as well. And so we thought this would be a useful recommendation to incorporate to Thunder Launchpad because it aligns with their mission. We have time for one more question.
When they actually come into the Thunder Launchpad, they're not only interacting with the Thunder Launchpad team, but they're also interacting with other entrepreneurs, correct?
Yes.
So are they going to be doing that in these virtual meetings as well, or are they just going to be interacting with Thunder Launchpad crew for that, or are they going to be Skype interviewing with other entrepreneurs as well?
So you're asking if these virtual meetings will give them the same cohort feel versus the 1 day a week? So the virtual meetings will serve as updates The first meeting will be a meeting with the program manager, and she'll give them key things that they need to do. And the second meeting will be to update her on those things. And they'll also use things like Slack, so if they have problems, they can connect with the cohort that way, but they won't have like one-on-one meetings with the rest of their cohort. Thank you.